All right, to all the boiler operators, engineers, and maintenance pros out there, welcome. Today, we're jumping into a really critical topic, something you deal with every single day, the chemical balance inside your boiler. Now look, we all get the basics, right? But what we're going to focus on is a hidden threat, a silent danger that can sneak up on you. And that's what happens when your pH gets way too high. So let's just cut straight to the chase. It's really a tale of two extremes, right? On one side, you've got a slightly alkaline condition. That's your best friend. It's what protects your system from rust. But let that alkalinity creep up and it completely flips the script. It goes from protector to destroyer, literally eating your system from the inside out. We're talking about a very, very fine line here. And today, we're going to look at exactly what happens when you step over it.
All right, Section 1, the Alkaline Balancing Act, and why we even do this in the first place. Look, I know you all know this, it's Boiler Chem 101. We keep the water slightly alkaline for one main reason, to build up that protective layer on the metal that stops rust dead in its tracks. It's just fundamental to keeping the whole system healthy for the long haul.
So it's natural to think, hey, if a little bit is good, then a lot must be great, right? Well, no, absolutely not. This is exactly where things start to go wrong. What happens when that balancing act we're all trying to maintain just fails? When the pH shoots up and that shield we built turns into a weapon pointed right back at our own system.
Okay, so let's talk about when good pH goes bad, the common causes. And you might be surprised here. This usually doesn't happen because of some massive, catastrophic event. Nope. More often than not, it's the simple, everyday stuff, little oversights that can snowball into huge problems for your plant's safety and efficiency.
Think of this as a recipe for total disaster. Seriously, it's a four-step process. Step 1, and this is a big one, is just incorrect chemical dosage. Someone adds a little too much caustic. Then step 2, you've got poor monitoring, so nobody even notices the problem is brewing. Step 3, maybe your automated system isn't set up right, so it's not catching it either. And the final ingredient? A lack of experienced people on hand who can spot the signs. You see how any one of these can kick off a really nasty chain reaction?
All right, next up, the three villains. Let's unpack the real dangers of high pH. Because you might be thinking, so what? The pH is a little high. What's the big deal? Well, it is a big deal. Once you cross a certain line, you basically unleash three bad guys inside your boiler. And I'm not talking about minor issues. These are active threats that are going to go on the attack. So villain number 1 is the big one, caustic corrosion. You might have heard it called caustic gouging. This is a straight-up assault on your system. The super alkaline water literally dissolves that protective layer on your tubes, and then it starts chewing away at the steel itself. This is the definition of a hidden threat, because it's weakening the metal from the inside. You won't see the cracks forming until, well, it's way too late. But wait, the damage doesn't stop with the metal. High pH has another nasty trick up its sleeve, one that can cripple your whole operation. It messes with the one thing your boiler is supposed to make perfectly: pure, clean, dry steam. So, what happens when that steam gets contaminated?
Well, it kicks off what you can think of as a foaming domino effect. First, those high pH chemicals make the water foam up, kind of like putting too much soap in the sink. Then, that foam gets sucked up and travels with the steam. We all know this is carryover, right? Suddenly, you've got wet steam. And this stuff is nasty. It's full of water droplets and corrosive junk that just hammers your sensitive equipment, like turbine blades. And the final domino to fall? Your whole system's efficiency just tanks.
And the system deception doesn't even stop there. That foam we were just talking about, it can actually trick your drum level sensors. So you're looking at the monitor and it says the water level is fine, but it's lying. And that can lead to making a really bad operational call, like starving the boiler of water. Meanwhile, you're also getting these little pockets where the alkaline water gets super concentrated and they just attack the metal in one spot, which makes the risk of a catastrophic tube burst go way, way up.
Okay, so we've seen all the dangers. It's pretty clear this is a chemical tightrope walk. The whole game isn't just about avoiding low pH. It's about staying in a very narrow, very specific window. This is the safety sweet spot, where you get all the protection you need without any of the destruction.
And this chart lays it out perfectly. Take a look. If you drop below 8.5, you're in the red. That's Rust City. But if you go above 10.5, you're right back in the red zone, only this time it's for caustic damage. That little green slice in the middle, somewhere between 8.5 and 10.5, that's our safe zone. That's where we have to be. It's a tight window for sure, and staying in it is what separates the pros.
This quote here really just nails it. High pH in the boiler is just as harmful as low pH. A correct balance is the guarantee of safe and long-term performance. It really does say it all, doesn't it? It's not about which one is worse, they're both equally bad, just in different ways. The only path forward, the only way to guarantee safety and a long life for your equipment is to find that perfect balance.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. We've got modern systems, we've got a DCS. And yeah, those tools are amazing for helping us monitor and control everything automatically. But, and this is a really big but, you cannot let automation replace expertise. You absolutely must have an experienced chemical engineer watching over things, someone who can actually interpret that data, see the trends, and know when to step in. That human element is non-negotiable.
Okay, we've seen the problem, we've seen how bad it can get. So what's our defense plan? How do we stop this from happening? Well, it all boils down to being proactive and disciplined with your best practices.
And here they are, the 4 pillars of prevention. You got to build your entire defense on these. First, regular chemical analysis of your water. Simple as that. If you don't measure it, you can't control it. Second, get that chemical dosage right every single time. Third, test your automated systems constantly. Make sure they're calibrated and working like they should. And last, but honestly maybe the most important, continuous training for everybody on the team.
So let's leave you with a little thought experiment. Picture this. You're on shift, everything's humming along, and then bam, the high pH alarm goes off. What is the very first thing you do? Your immediate action. Knowing the answer to that without even thinking, well, that's the difference between a minor blip and a major disaster. And that, right there, is why this stuff is so incredibly important.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into the hidden dangers of high pH. Hey, if you got something out of this explainer, do us a favor and share it with your team, share it with your colleagues, and of course, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. We've always got more essential industry insights coming to help you keep your operations running safe and smooth. Thanks so much for watching.